live in the dungeon. This is the Dream Warrior Review. I'm Kurt Thomas.
I'm Mick Strawn.
Did you know that 10 stuntmen played Henry, including the director?
Well, you know what? It almost had to be that because
different skill sets,
different skill sets.
Yes, I was thinking the same thing.
You had him doing everything in the world, and it pretty much you started with the swimming Henry.
Yes,
and then it kind of like went from there.
So we saw an action-adventure sci-fi movie from 2015 called Hardcore Henry.
Yeah.
Henry is resurrected from death with no memory, and he must save his wife from a telekinetic warlord with a plan for bioengineered soldiers.
You know what? I loved this film. I really did. This film was...
I had my doubts for halfway through. I was like, I'm getting kind of bored. But then it got me back.
You know what's weird? The thing is that you don't realize is that bit by bit by bit, it's telling you the story.
Yeah.
And that is really cool.
It's like a video game, exactly like a video game.
Yeah, it's exactly. While you're in the middle of running.
First-person shooter.
First-person shooter. It is a first...
It's like watching somebody play. See, that's where I got bored. I was halfway through the game, or through the movie. Halfway through the movie, I was like, I'm just sitting here watching somebody play a video game.
Wow, this is a movie.
I'm just sitting here watching somebody play.
Oh, yeah, because they don't do that these days, right?
It was kind of the same thing, like a lot of running through the streets and stuff, and I was like...
Right,
But then I got back in because there was some crazy stuff that happens.
You know what's weird is it's true. There was that element to it, but as you go to the different places, that just like a video game, each place that you go to is
it's like a new level.
It's a new level. It's exactly what it is.
Like it was.
And as you're going from level to level, it does get more spectacular as you go.
It did. Well, I like what got me back in. Well, one thing that really got me back
the scientist bit
was the crazy guy that kept changing roles.
Right.
Like it was a Woody Allen movie. It's like...
Well, he was the scientist. Yeah, right. That was crazy.
Like, where he was singing and dancing.
Absolutely. What was the song that was in the middle of it? Let's see.
I've got you. No, under my skin. Oh.
I've got you under my skin.
It looked like a Woody Allen movie. So or like a Monty Python or something.
It really did. In the way that they're just fading and the tricks. Oh man,
and the bodies were still there after they were done.
But you have to admit that you have probably hardly ever seen a video game even as crazy as this one gets. I mean,
well, I played video games that are that violent, but not like that crazy.
But not that crazy. Yeah.
No.
Yeah. There is anime. I don't want to like give away very, very much, and that's going to be very difficult for this film. But there's a sequence where motorcycle. He's on a motorcycle.
Yeah.
With a sidecar that has a chain gun on it.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
And it's kind of like, it just happens to have a chain gun on it. And there is a scene where he then drives it through a van.
Yeah.
But not from the way that you think.
No.
Literally, while both are going down the road, he drives it up the trailer on the back and through it and back onto the street while they're both moving along at, supposedly 60 miles an hour. Amazing. I mean, this movie did so hard to go the one. It's almost like there was a discussion that said, well, I think we've got it. No, I don't think you do, because you haven't gone crazy. What was that? You haven't done the fourth crazy.
It's like it was an endless assault on your senses, basically.
Absolutely.
I was like,
exactly.
And then there are a lot of like things that didn't make sense, but I didn't care. Like the guy that pulled the thing out and ripped the head thing. You know what I mean? He like pulled the head. He ripped the head in half.
But didn't you remember is the eye? This is the weird thing about it is if you watch it again. And
actually I did watch it twice.
This is twice for me. And all of a sudden you realize when that's his eye nerve.
Yeah.
because his eye nerve was his eyes were bionic, and that's where we're getting all the footage from. Jesus, it was just amazing.
A lot of the things where the heads were chopped were just entertaining. I mean,
it's kind of ridiculous. It's like completely it's so far out of there.
But it was like the beginning was like reminded me of RoboCop or like $6 Million Man kind of, but RoboCop for sure. Where the guy wakes up and he's like,
I don't know where I am, and
there's this woman.
But there was also something about it that was incredibly intimate in that it is that video thing of you're in a room and everybody is there, right, in that room with you. I mean, you're close to everybody. Even at the beginning, you know how they disappear.
Yeah,
they're right underneath everybody. It's a mile a minute. They're just.
Did you notice that sometimes the arms? Well, which happens in video games. Sometimes the arms don't look like they are in the right spot. Like
right, like they're coming from a different.
Or almost like it's a different arm, different person doing it. Like it looked kind of weird.
You think that it could be something like that?
This was were they using GoPros or was it something else?
It had to be GoPros. Yeah, I mean,
think if you used, do you think Steadicams would have done the job, or do you think it had to be GoPros? Do you see what I'm saying? I guess for a lot of the scenes.
Well.
I guess you wouldn't be able to use Steadicam for everything.
Well, the thing is Steadicams are very small nowadays. I mean, the size of your fist.
I was just wondering if that would improve the quality because you might have a better camera.
It might have been. Whatever they were using were pretty tough little cameras because they were getting bruised.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, bruised.
There were some scenes out I couldn't believe.
How many cameras did they lose on that show? I wanted to know.
Well, there's one where they run across the bridge, and I'm like, how the heck did they do that?
Yeah. Well, yeah, I just...
They must have had cables on the people, but I'm just like... I don't know.
It was
logistically seemed like a pain in the ass.
Oh, yeah. I mean... yeah.
I think it said it was $2 million budget. I think it was.
It has to be American dollars spent in Russia. Really? Really? What an amazing show for the budget. All their money was spent on expendable stunt guys.
Well, that's why there were 10 stunt guys.
Could be possible.
10
for one character in it. For one character, 10 stunt guys for one. Oh my god!
The flamethrower scene where
I wrote that down.
Look
the
at
bus.
That jacket. Where'd you get that?
jacket? No. That is not what he said. I'm gonna replay when he was on the bus.
Where'd you get that jacket?
That has got to be the gayest jacket I've ever seen.
But then he stuck his head out and asked the guy where he got the
hey, where'd you get your jacket?
And then they were just like,
and all of a sudden it's a flamethrower.
All hell breaks loose after that.
Oh yeah, no, I wrote that down. The bus attack fire,
and then leash attached to the dog.
And how many? Yeah, and how many great stunt people doing fire gags coming out in the bus sequence. Oh my god!
I like when all those horrible things were happening, and then you see this dog run by with a severed arm behind him.
You're right.
I don't want to ruin it for people. I guess I just ruined it. But
at the very beginning, there's a scene. This is so cool. There's a scene where you're getting used to him. He's running in a mall. He's going past a mall that is in a, I think it's in a train or a bus station.
Right.
Yeah. And
it was a train. I think it was a train.
There's all of a sudden he goes into this little store that's got all these bangles and baubles around, and he shuts the door, and all of a sudden it's quiet for the first time, and it is amazing. The girl is like,
and he's changing.
And he's changing, and she's trying to use her phone, and she's like, and I remember why I remember it is because it had a very foreign music going in the background.
Oh, yeah.
It was like a music version of a foreign rock song. Yeah. It was great. It was like really hilarious.
Yeah, I noticed the music immediately, especially when he went back out.
Yeah, when he went back out, I was like, oh man.
You notice that the Walking Dead pretty much stole the baseball bat scene, like from this movie, I think.
Oh yeah,
it was almost identical to where Negan was like,
oh right, oh yeah.
Saying, do you want me to hit him instead?
Hit him instead. Right. Hi, I'm a f***ing car, baby.
Alexis. I like how all the women were the same, because that's how it would be in a video game.
Exactly the same. Yeah, it's a video game thing, because we're in like basically a Russian whorehouse, and you know everything. It's so.
Tim Roth was like in this very briefly, but he was in like what, 2 scenes?
Yeah, was it the beginning?
He was Harvey's father.
Oh, right.
Yeah.
And I love the echo back to that of how that's. It's funny because there was an element to that kind of your character. You're there. I mean, the idea is basically we're now not a robot, but
you're in a video game, like you're playing an avatar.
Well, yeah, but you're a robot. Half robot, half man. Yep. You've been rebuilt. You know, you're basically the $6 million man on meth or something, and there is a scene where he sees towards the end just that little glimpse of himself in the mirror.
Yeah,
it's the first time that we've seen him.
Yeah,
and then he goes into a flashback that pulls back in his character.
It tied it back to the beginning, basically.
Yeah, back to the very beginning, that one shot at the beginning. And I loved how it kind of reminded me of Friend Request. At the very end of Friend Request, where you've been watching everything on the screen and you're seeing a film that's affecting everybody. And you see a little bit of it, and then a little bit more of it, and each time you see a little bit more of it, it tells a different story, right? And that's exactly what we had here in this. And it's such a clever device. I love it. The one question I kind of had, and I know that when you're in the middle of this thing, and right. I don't know if it's fair to ask a question that has something to do with logic, but how come we all of a sudden have a character that flew? I don't understand that at all. Right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
There's a lot of stuff I didn't even try to figure out.
Yeah. Well, that one, I know. It's funny. Didn't mean to really get stuck on anything.
Right. The rope bothered me too. It was like a different colored rope. So when he was falling down, he grabbed a rope. It was black, and then he fell down, and it changed color.
Yeah,
I noticed that the second time through. I was like, wait a minute.
Well, no, but the one guy went down with the black rope, and he went down with the pink rope.
See, I thought I remember him grabbing a black rope.
Yeah, well, you know what? It's funny. I thought that too. But I justified it. Well, anyway. I went the full... I
guess I didn't overthink the flying thing either.
Yeah, well, yeah.
But I overthought the rope. Does that make any sense?
I had mentioned. Have I ever mentioned that? You actually looked it up. The stunt.
Yeah. Well, I was just looking at the.
No. I mean,
trivia.
The trivia. But I mean, you looked up the thing that I did in 2009 with this John. Who's that fat guy? It was some adventure film that I filmed in one day, and we were filming in the hospital, and the stunt guys came in and built a frame around the entire hospital so that they could do the poles, and because
right,
because
it was a fighting movie, right?
Right, it's a fighting movie.
I just can't remember what it's called.
Right, but the thing is that the fighting movie had all these poles and jerks and kills like that. And one thing that I have to say for this, it seemed like there wasn't a lot of that. No. It seemed pretty straightforward.
This was like a stuntman movie.
Yeah, it was like a stuntman movies, but stuntmen done, kind of au naturel.
It was, yeah. I mean,
maybe ropes, right? It was.
Wait, it would be under production designer or no?
Stunts, special effects. I don't know. I'm just
Blade,
armed response. Blade.
Oh, it couldn't be Blade.
No, we can't. Jimmy Zip, Kazan, Cameo, Moses.
You're probably not even credited for it, so
probably not.
I can't remember.
Probably not.
I know you told me what it was, and I'm blanking on it now.
But the thing
but it had wrestlers and
it had all these big guys, and I was telling my art department because
who was the biggest actor?
It was like either
like Hulk Hogan probably or something.
No. It was the fat guy, Steven Seagal.
Oh, Steven Seagal.
Yeah, it was Steven Seagal.
He wasn't always fat.
Well, I know, but I mean, I just remember thinking at the time that everybody that was around him was in really good shape, and he was just fat. You know, look,
I might as well look him up.
You know what? It was in 2009. So
wait, that's not the same guy.
That's not the right guy. So anyway, the thing that I said about it was that everything was assisted. They would have poles everywhere so that, you know, when somebody hits somebody and
be more
as soon as it meets, you know, all of a sudden it was sort of
like Crouching Tiger.
Well, like, you know what I was going to say is, you know what it's become? It's become sort of like the cars that burst into flames when they go off of a cliff. Right.
Right.
I mean, you know, it's like it has to be
before they hit anything.
Right. Before they hit anything. Everything has to be exaggerated. Everything. And that's what they did on this show, is they managed to do things in such a hyper manner straight ahead that, you know, you didn't feel like you needed that sort of stuff. I mean, it was so crazy, and I think they also gave you this hyper feeling by never at one time is he fighting one person.
Right.
It's usually
it's never still. You're always moving.
Yeah, you're always.
And there's that music that that kind of drives you along.
Yeah, it was.
Then at certain points, I'm like, okay, I'm getting bored because there's no story. The acting's bad, but then there was so much action, I didn't care anymore. I'm like, okay, whatever. Which Steven Seagal movies never did that for me.
Well, you know, the funny thing is, and this is a hard part, when we got to that crazy part with the doctor, you know, right? When we got to that part, the thing is what they did really well is it moved as fast as everything else was going on. I mean, especially the part where, you know, all of a sudden it's switching from person to person and person and going, and you're completely confused. You have no idea what is going on, but it is pretty funny.
Well, I like how he kept appearing, like
right. You're just like out of nowhere, right?
Thinking like, okay,
but I'm sure that the reason that they did that is because they were trying to, match it with the same action feeling as the rest of the film had. Let's do a rating thing here. What do you think? Wow, he's thinking. He's looking around. Reaching.
I thought I heard a vibration.
Oh, probably.
I think it's my brain thinking.
Yeah. That's because you have a screw loose. Something's vibrating up there.
I think I give it a good solid 4.
You think so?
I can't really go any higher just because I thought if they made a better story and kind of worked it in better, maybe.
Yeah.
I don't know.
You know, in seeing it, I like I saw it. I'm going to give it 3.8.
Wow.
You know, I really.
I thought you'd rate it higher than me.
Yeah, well.
Because the second time I was even thinking about the story more, I'm like, well.
Well, you know what? The thing is that, I'm going to change myself right now, and I'm going to go to 4. Yeah. Hell yeah. I mean, you know, the thing is,
it's unlike anything I've seen.
It had so many elements.
It's unique.
Yeah, it is utterly unique.
It gets extra points
stands
for being
alone.
different.
And I have to say that it has got to be the largest kill.
I think it was like around 211 or somewhere around there.
Really?
Yeah, that was in the trivia
kill
too.
Quotient was so high. That
was in the trivia on IMDb. I don't know if it's accurate or not, but somebody counted that.
Somebody had to count it. Yeah, really, it's pretty good.
Even higher than a Freddy Krueger movie.
You know what? You know what I also liked, and it reminded me of the character. Remember the character in Jumanji that played the driver of the.
Yes, yeah.
Right? Okay. That character, it's almost like a copy of him was in there was the British officer.
Yeah.
You know, it was like there was very much of that feel to it. You know, that
the guy in the sweater vest too.
Yeah, I love the way they tried that he was dressed in the World War II war outfit, British war outfit. Man, that was just great.
And I like how they talked about the other characters, like, oh, that hippie, you probably got high with him.
High with that hippie.
Contact high, or whatever it was.
I love the fact that, you know, as they're in the middle of it, he's got the bag out. Did you ever catch that? He's got the bag and he's going down the road and just shoveling.
It was with the prostitutes. That was the other one. Yeah.
Oh, the prostitutes thing was just that was so overdone.
Oh, he's useless now.
I like the way that you think that he's going back to do something important and he passes out. He just on the way. He just there had to be a certain element of that there had to be a music guy that wanted to go wah 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 wah.
I think they should do a romantic comedy like this. Maybe from the woman's point of view.
Yes. Well, boy, it would take a lot. You know? One thing I have to say is this was you know, whatever day the writer wrote this entire script, whatever day that was, it was a good day.
It's a short script.
It was. How long was the movie?
It was 90 minutes, I think, an hour and a half, right?
Was it? I could understand it being 90 minutes. I mean, it's
hour and 36.
Wow, hour 36. Yeah, boy, I got to tell you, that's the fastest hour and 36 I've seen in a long time.
And I feel like some people didn't get this because they were rating it pretty low, because it's.
Yeah, you know, I didn't find. I have not been able to find anybody that has seen this film, and of all things, it's distributed on Hulu, right?
Right.
That's just strange.
Well, some of the things I read on, like, I was just scrolling through it actually, but it's you know, they're like, they either loved it or they hated it, and some actually mentioned seeing it in the theater. So I don't know.
Oh, I saw it in the theater.
Did you really?
Yeah, in the theater, it freaking blew me.
Awesome.
It blew me away. I was just absolutely. You know, the funny thing about it is seeing it in the theater. I remember just like blinking. And thinking as it started that, you know, I kind of had to go take a piss, and I could not peel away. You know, just absolutely, just, oh my God. Yeah, it was amazing.
There was no break.
Yeah, there's no break in it anywhere. I mean, there's just no break anywhere. So, hey, cheers to that.
Yeah.
On a different subject, I need you people to buy my book. What is wrong with you?
You have a book?
You know what? I do have a book.
Wow.
I have a book. I wrote a book. You know, it's funny. I got to cut. I'm not kidding you. When I sent it to the printer, I would be talking to Paul and I just go, hey, I wrote a book. And she'd go, yeah, you did. This is getting annoying. And I'd say, yeah, it is annoying. And you know why? Because I wrote a book.
Wow. Are you still trying to impress your wife, or are you just trying to ignore it? Yeah.
Oh, God, no. She can't be impressed by anything.
That's great.
Sure. Yeah.
That's the way it should be.
Yeah. You know.
See, the great thing about our wives is that they've got to be the best women in the world. They're willing to put up with us.
Exactly. Look at that, you know?
I mean, I am handsome, but I have my faults.
Yeah. So, anyway, buy my book, Behind the Screams. You can go to behindthescreamsbook.com and you can pay for it PayPal. You can email me at mqmiq3@gmail.com, and you can drop me a line if you want to buy it some other way. I honestly have had a couple of people send me checks from, like literally, I don't even know how they got my address or anything. They just showed up a couple of days over the course of a few days. I was like, wow. But I sure enough sent books right out to them.
Wow.
And Unfortunately, I don't know if I'll be able to send them international. I've been checking into it. It's really
Probably take a while.
Well, it's
Shipping.
really expensive.
Yeah.
That's what it is. I mean, DHL is saying, like, you know, if I ship 15 books at once, it's going to cost me about $50. And that wouldn't be difficult, but then I'm not distributed on that end, you know? So actually I need to...
You need to find a third party that's willing to do that for you.
I need to find a third party that will actually distribute, you know, through Europe. And maybe a publisher. You don't know. Publisher. Hey,
there you go.
If somebody wants to publish a book, get a hold of me.
Or if somebody wants to stand on the corner of a street and sell books.
And hawk them.
I'm sure
that'd be great.
We can work that out.
Well, yeah, you know.
Mick will send you a box and you get like a...
I really haven't done any work on advertising at all, so... I have to do better, you know?
So we have listeners in Japan.
Mm-hmm.
I know we have some like in the Netherlands, I think.
Right.
And where else? I know we had, I mean, obviously Australia and England, I think, were the other ones that I remember off the
Right.
I'm
England,
probably forgetting some. But if you got somebody to stand on a street corner in the biggest city of all those places.
Right. And I'm sure I'm sure it would work.
It would spread like a virus.
Yes, that's why I always wanted. That's what I always aspired to was spreading like a virus.
Right. Well, a good virus.
Oh,
like one that makes you super virus. Strong or gives you like superpowers.
What? I do want to point this out that there is for $15 there is an option. The book is $25. It's going to cost $7 to ship it. I'll sign it for $10 extra, but for $15 you can get a PDF of it. And the advantage to the PDF is it is completely in color all the way through, and the color is amazing.
I was reading it
the
on
book
my Kindle.
Amazing. Yeah. Oh, were you? How do you download a PDF to a Kindle?
I'm just very creative.
Yeah, you are. Yeah.
It's not too hard.
Hey, and how far are you along in the book? Okay, so
I'm the same spot I was before.
Page 3, huh?
No, I was up to chapter 7, and I really want to get back to it, but I got Labor Day weekend interrupted.
That's right.
So I was at family camp, so we didn't have cell phone service. It was pretty weird for like 3 days. It was actually kind of nice.
You know what I'd like to do?
You should try that. Go to somewhere where you don't have cell phone service for 3 days, and then when you get back into cell phone service, you'll be amazed how much your phone just looks like. I thought mine was going to explode.
Just explode. Yeah, well, fine. Yeah,
because your phone tries to catch up. It's like,
yeah, exactly. You know what? If anybody wants to get a hold of me, and
there's so many ways.
There are many ways to get a hold of me. If you can get a hold of me and you want to come on this podcast and do a review of the book, I would love it.
Awesome.
Or you could just record it and send it to me. I would love to do. Isn't that an idea?
Episode.
That's an idea for an episode as well.
If we can get enough people to do it, we can just kind of string them together.
Oh, that sounds awesome. Wow, you know, I'm gonna post that in my Facebook.
You'll get one.
Yeah, I know. That's the depressing thing long. Is the copies actually have to get out there. I mean, the first bulk mailing that I did was Tuesday. So
this is Ned, and I think the book is horrible. I am a huge fan of.
Well, luckily, I've had a lot of people.
And it's nothing like Teen Wolf.
It's Teen Wolf again, isn't
it? Sorry. Why? So, what was your thought that I interrupted with my voice?
It was I put out the PDF. I probably got about 15, 20 copies out there right now, and I'm getting really amazingly good feedback from the PDF. So
yeah, it's really pretty.
The Elm Street Girls are.
It's not as cool as holding the book, though. I gotta say that because the book has a good feel to the pages. The colors are great.
We did our best to do it right.
It's like a graphic novel. That's what my first impression was.
Yeah, that's kind of the idea. Is I wanted it to feel a little bit like a cross between a graphic novel and a high quality magazine, and there are a lot of elements in there that are short. So I think that it would make a great toilet bowl book. It's a toilet book. Right. It is a great toilet book. Come on.
Well,
you know what? If you would put it, would put it on the back of your toilet, you'd be done by now.
Yeah, maybe I'll do that.
There you go. and then don't let me know about it at all, please. Okay, well, what do you think about this? We're done.
Yep. This is Kurt Thomas along with Nick Strawn. Thank you for listening to the Dream Warrior Review. If you have any questions or just have feedback for our show, we welcome them at dreamwarriorreview@gmail.com. Of course, you can find us on Facebook and Twitter as well. As always, please follow us and tell your friends